double check the stream. Should be on. Alright, should be on.
Go on, whenever you're ready, y'all.
Alright, we're on. We're on. Alright, so Shalom. We're the brothers of the Great Millstone Camp in South Carolina. Alright. You know, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Also the brothers of Great Millstone in Charleston, which we're going to be in Charleston this weekend, Saturday. We're going to be doing camp there. But first and foremost, we want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash.
Yahweh Kakadash.
Alright. Alright, in this lesson, we just wanted to go into the two-thirds. The two-thirds, it's basically about two-thirds receiving the famine of word or not receiving the word at all, so there being a famine for the two-thirds. But the famine of the word is not for the elect. It's not for the remnant. The remnant are going to receive the word, and it's going to be embedded inside them. Just like if you want to speak about, what's that movie called? I'm forgetting the movie now with Denzel Washington. The Book of Eli. Yeah.
Book of Eli.
Yeah, it's just like the Book of Eli. So at the end of the Book of Eli, your brothers, I'm hearing something in the background. Y'all got something playing in the background?
Negative.
Oh, it's all good. It might be just things rustling. It's all good. It's all good. All right. But just like in the end of the Book of Eli, Denzel's character was just reciting the scriptures word for word, and it became the New King James Version of the Bible. So the elect are going to have that word embedded inside them, and that's how we're going to get through. I'll get this first one. And that brings to mind the scripture. It's Isaiah 33 and 6. Let's see. See if I can get there. If a brother can get there before me.
Amos?
Isaiah 33 and 6.
Okay.
All right. I'm here. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6. It says, "In wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." All right? Because when times get tough, when the famine of the word hits, when martial law gets implemented, people are going to be unstable. But the ones who have the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, they're going to be stable in that time. They're going to have the wisdom to be stable. All right? I'll read that scripture again. And, brother, if you got anything to say, you can go ahead. In wisdom, this is Isaiah 33 and 6. "In wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure."
To add on what you were saying about, the stability of that times, that times is talk about, these perilous times that's coming up, Jacob's trouble, and the men of the Lord, that have this word embedded in them is going to be stable. That's going to be the true riches of that time. While everybody else is going to be running around, all confused and not knowing knowing what's going on, the men of the Lord, we're gonna be, and ultimately direct our paths where we need to go. You got some up.
That's right. And those that fear the Lord, they're gonna be um, they're gonna be they're gonna be saved in that day. They're gonna be preserved, all right, until the end, and they're gonna be the people that endure and receive their crowns. All right. So I'm gonna move on to Zechariah 7. Any of you brothers got scriptures? Holding any scriptures?
Any of y'all got some?
All right, it's all good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
No, for the fear of the Lord. Ecclesiastes chapter 33, verse 1. There shall no evil happen unto him the fear of the Lord. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And the scripture also says, if you don't do no evil, no harm shall come unto you. But it says, but in temptation and trials, because the men of the Lord are going to go through many trials while serving the Lord. But in and again, it's the 7th chapter. Many afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord deliver them out of them all. So the elect, that special number, is going to be good in them perilous times to come. And the word, going back to what the brother Bayan brought out, Isaiah 33 and 6, that's going to ultimately going to keep us stable in these upcoming perilous times.
That's right. Yeah. I can't find the scripture, but I'm the one. You had something?
Your brothers got some?
Yeah, I was still holding that Isaiah 59:21.
All right, brother, bring it out.
Yeah, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 21. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Lord. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth, shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith the Lord, from henceforth and forever. So that's a promise. That's a eternal promise that he made with really that's going into his word shall not depart from his elect. So no matter what perilous times we enter, the Spirit of the Lord is going to always be with us. So yeah, that's what it's going into.
That's right. Because this word is going to be taught from generation to generation, and it was always ordained for this word to come back to Israel, and that's what happened. What's happening now? What's happening now is the what do you call it? They call it the great I forget what's called, but just believers coming back into the true faith. All right, the Great Awakening. That's what it is. So the Great Awakening is now, and that's when the word, the Lord's word, is going to be proclaimed throughout the earth, in glory and glorified. All right. So that being said, I want to go into the reason for this lesson, and it was a dream by one of the brothers. I believe it was DMS Dreamer, and in that dream there was a safe house basically, and in that safe house there was men teaching the word. They were teaching the word to new believers. So even in the hour of temptation, there's going to be new believers. So when the famine of the word hits, even after the famine of the word, men are off the streets, the highways and byways teaching. There's still going to be men learning, you know, men of the elect
Right, right.
coming into the faith. All right, and then,
If I
after
may,
that, the doors of mercy close when the Lord may, when the Lord wills it. Go ahead, Art. You want to say something?
uh, I want to add on to the point where you mentioned the hour of temptation. Um, it goes back to that movie, the Mark Unleashed, the Mark Unleashed. You know, there were some men of the Lord. You know, of course, there were Edomites in the movie, but there were men of the Lord in the FEMA camps. You know, and there were still some that didn't know the truth, knowledge, and wisdom. But while they were in the FEMA camps, you had men of the Lord who were teaching the word, and some were woken up at that very last minute. And then the man of the Lord that teaching, he got snatched. So just to back what you were saying, there's going to be, the elect are going to be woken up in the last minute. You
Yeah.
know, during the hour.
Now, let me get a scripture to back that up real quick. It's in Daniel 12. Let's see. All right, Daniel 12 and 10. It says, actually, I'll read up. Let's see. Yeah, we can go. Yeah, we can go deep. All right, this is Daniel 12 and 7. It says, "And I heard a man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swore by him that liveth forever, that it shall be for a time and a half, and when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished. And I heard, but I understood not." So basically, the angel is sending up a prayer to the Lord, or doing the will of the Lord by proclaiming the prophecy that these things shall be revealed after a certain time period. All right, and Daniel didn't understand it at the time. And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I, oh my Lord, what shall be the end of these things? All right, and he said, "Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end." Now, this is the point in verse 10. Many shall be purified and made white. So those that are purified and made white, those are the elect. That's the 1/3. That's the 144,000. All right. Let's see. And tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly. Okay, so those that are wicked, which is Esau, and the wicked of all people, they're going to continue to do wickedly. That's the 2/3. But the wise shall understand. So during this time, many shall be purified and made white, and the wicked shall do wickedly, but the wise shall understand. So there's still going to be wise out there to understand this word, to understand the scriptures. And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, well, that goes into 70 A.D. during the sacking of the temple. All right, but and the abomination that maketh desolate shut up, there should be 1,290 days. Blessed is he that waiteth, and cometh to the 1,305 and 30 days. All right, that's those that endure. Those that endure and come to the and endure to the appointed time. All right, they're going to receive crowns. They're going to be um, saved in that time period. Are you brothers got anything to add? All right, I'll read on.
You got something?
Verse 13. But go thy way to the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the day. So going back to what we said, that this word will be carried out for generation to generation, and even the prophets themselves regenerated, and they had to carry out the word. It's the angel is telling Daniel here that he has to come back into the world and stand in his lot in the end of days. When the end of days now, the Lord, I mean, the angel spoke that to Daniel, I want to say 2,400 years ago, over 2,000 years ago. So you think Daniel was Daniel's 2,000 years old right now? You know, old man standing on the highways and byways. No, he's in a new body with the same spirit, prophesying out here. All right. But yeah. So that goes into see, that goes into the elect waking up and um and the word being sown throughout the earth. Brothers, you got anything to add?
You got y'all brother I'm on. You got something?
Oh man, that's pretty much it.
You good?
Say
All right,
again
we'll
now.
move on. All right, Con. Let's see. All right, Con, and that segues. If a brother can get Proverbs 11 and 18,
I got it.
all right, Con. And brother Howard Carr, can you get Romans 13 and 11?
Con.
All right, go ahead, bring that out. I'm on. Brother Shaw.
All right. This is, all right. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 18. The wicked worketh a deceitful work, but to him that soweth righteousness shall be a sure reward.
All right, so that's the brothers out on the highways and byways, sowing the righteousness of the Lord. That's men coming to this faith, converting, being healed. All right, but the wicked, which is the 2/3, what's it say about the wicked? Out.
But to him that soweth, the wicked worketh a deceitful work.
All right, the wicked sow a
But
deceitful work. All right, sowing wickedness throughout the earth. Who's that? Sounds like Esau to me. That sounds like some of our people following Esau. They're those. They're not going to be saved in the end of times. But the righteous, they're going to have their sure reward, and that's the keys to the kingdom. All right, all right, brother. Go ahead, bring out that Romans, because
Con.
we're at the time
Go ahead.
where, huh? Go ahead, bring it on.
Uh, this is Romans. I'm gonna start at the 10th verse and I'm gonna go to 11. This is Romans 13, verse 10. Love worketh no ill his neighbor. Therefore, love the fulfilling of the law. Here's the point, verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, now is our and we believe. Oh, you want me to go
All right,
ahead?
shalom, brothers, shalom. All right, so this is the brother Zakir Allah, remnant seeker, says Ezekiel 3:26, and I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, and thou shalt be dumb, and shall not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. And it's talking about the 2/3. All right. And the brother says, Shalom. Shalom, brother. All right.
Shalom, shalom.
How about Shimei Ashar Barakatah? All right, read that verse for me again, Salakia.
Con. This is Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time, now is our time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe.
That's right. You know, in Daniel, it talks about
Oh, okay. So,
many shall wake up. You got something up?
no. I was trying to figure out if you want to break it down.
Yeah,
But
in Daniel it talks about many be waking up, and purified, and some shall wake up to let me get that everlasting contempt. Let's see. Let's see if I can find that. Daniel. Uh, yeah. Y'all brothers,
Uh,
go ahead,
I
speak
think
on that Romans 13.
you said
Brother Haruka. Oh, shoot. Brother Haruka.
God. So this is Romans chapter 13, verse 11, and knowing that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep. So once upon a time we was all, sleep. We was all in that gross darkness of confusion. You know, Now, in the latter end days, the word has quickened us. It has, brought us to life. So now we're awake. We know the time that we're living in. We're at the latter end of Esau's kingdom. We're at the end of the world, man. And it says, "For now is our salvation nearer than we believe." Different sightings. In the heavens, periods, the pestilences that's going around the world. So all those signs showing that that we're at the end of this thing, man. And one of the major signs is the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, waking up in the last days. That's a major sign showing that we at the end.
That's right up. All right, I got that scripture for you. All right, so this is Daniel 12:2. All right. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. So, going back to that Romans 13 and 11, Salakia, brother. I don't want to make you read it again. And it says, "In that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep." All right, so the elect, they're gonna wake up out of sleep at the right time, at the time that the Lord has appointed it. All right, but the 2/3, they won't wake up out of sleep until it's too late. But just to know that members of the elect, they may wake up. They may wake up at the last moment. So that's where we're getting at. Members of the elect are going to be waking up at the last moment. It could be your family member. It could be, you know, the brother who never got the truth because the Lord gave him to to them at that last moment. That's the power that the Lord has. Brother, I know you have a precept in Zechariah 7, I believe.
What's the quote of it, in Zechariah?
It's the famine
Oh,
of the word. I know we forgot to bring that out. It might be in Ezekiel 7. I think it's in Ezekiel 7 out.
God,
Ark, you there?
you said, do I got it?
I said I think it might be in Ezekiel 7.
Oh, Ezekiel 7:25.
Yeah, bring it out. Baba Cassell.
God, hold on. I got you. All right. I got it. This is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 25. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Yes, that's going into Jacob's trouble, man. You're gonna be seeing mass deaths, plagues, all bodies laying all on the ground, famine, all type of destruction, man. People are gonna be trying to look for refuge, but there ain't gonna be no safety, man. And it says, mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then vision the prophet, but all shall perish from the priest, and counsel from the ancients. So they're gonna be looking out for the prophets, man. But they're not gonna be able to find the prophets because the prophets is gonna be safe. While everybody else, is going, face ultimate, wrath from the Lord. Let's see.
Uh, uh
Y'all got something?
yeah, I don't know if that was it. We'll segue. Brother Armor One, can you get the Matthew 20?
Yeah, I'm here now.
All
You
right,
want me to
come on.
start from the top? All right, so this is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 20, verse 1. For the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is an householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers to his vineyard. And when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into his vineyard. And he went out about the third hour and saw others standing idle in the marketplace, and said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give you. And they went their way. And again he went out about the sixth and ninth hour, and did likewise. And about the 11th hour he went out and found others standing idle, and saith unto them, Why stand ye here all the day idle? They say unto him, Because no man hath hired us. He saith unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that shall ye receive. Keep going on.
So,
Yeah, keep going on.
did one of your brothers want to go?
All
Or?
right,
Keep going on.
verse 8. So when even was come, the Lord of the vineyard saith unto his steward, Call the laborers and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first. And when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny.
So these men, they were in the truth, All right, they were given the understanding of the Lord before another group of men were, but they both received that penny. All right,
Yep.
keep going up.
And when they had received it, verse 11, and when they had received it, they murmured against the good men of the house, saying, these lads have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden and heat of the day. But he answered one of them and said, Friend, I do thee no wrong. Dost thou not agree with me for a penny? Take that thine is, and go thy way. I will give unto this last, even as unto thee.
Now this is a lesson to brothers. All right, brothers who have been in this thing for a while, and also the brothers who have just started this thing, this truth. Might I say, that we're all striving for the kingdom. We're all fighting the fight, and those swords that came in at the last moment, all right, they were able to finish the job out with those men that were there from the very beginning, and the same reward they will receive. Just like right now, we're sowing the word out here, and Lord willing, the same we'll receive the same reward, and that's the kingdom of heaven. That's to be one of the elect members of the nation of Israel. All right. Um, all right. Yeah. Con. So this is talking about the 2/3. The brother put up Amos 8 and 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord and shall not find it. So when the famine of word comes out, they're going to run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, but they're not going to find it. What they're going to receive, if you can get that scripture where he says, where they say, I'm not learned. If you can remember that scripture up, where they seek the word of the Lord, and he says these things are sealed. But yeah, they're going to seek the men of the Lord, but they're not going to find the men of the Lord because the Lord's going to put the spirit on men not to be out there, not to be in the public. He's going to put the spirit on Esau, Edom, to come after the men of the Lord. All right.
Con.
And another thing, these 2/3, even if you chimed on to them, harped on to them, they won't receive the word because they were not given the understanding to receive it. But there are some wise out there who are going to receive it. All right.
Con.
You found that scripture out?
I was what scripture?
It's uh it's uh it's a scripture that says these things are sealed. It's all good. Let's see.
These
All right, the brother brought out a scripture on the comment board, Isaiah 29:11.
Con.
All right, Con. All right, it says Isaiah 29:11, and the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. So the 2/3 are going to come to men who are learned. So your pastors, preachers, bishops, those worldly leaders of Israel, they're going to go to them, and those men are going to say to them, to the 2/3, that these things are sealed. For I can't explain them to you. I can't explain what's going on, you know, in the world through the scriptures because it's sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, "Read this, I pray thee." And he saith, "I am not learned." So they're going to go to somebody else who's not learned, and that person's going to say, "I'm not learned. I, I don't know. I don't know what to say to you. I don't know what you're going to do with the water, brother." For that scripture.
Con.
You brothers got anything else? Anything that come to
Um,
mind, brothers?
yes, I got Romans 11:7. Always going to that, because the elect are going to be the only ones to get this word. So this is Romans chapter 11, verse 7. What then Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. So Israelites, the so-called Native Americans, are the only ones that can receive the word, because as the scripture says, the Lord have sheweth his word unto Jacob. He has so with any nation. But out of Israel, you have what's known as a small remnant, the elect, which is going, forsake the transgressors and turn back to the these latter end days. But the 2/3, they're gonna be the ones that be blinded, still walking in darkness. Not knowing what time we live in. You know, verse 8, it says, "As it is written, the Most High have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, ears that should not hear unto this day." And the state of the 2/3, they're in that spirit of slumber. They caught up, with worldly lust, because they're comfortable with the lifestyle that they're living in, you know.
Just one moment.
Uh,
Brother came back. All right, say that last point again.
Con.
Brother Harold, say that last point again for me. Baba Kashaw.
They get up
Say that last point again. The last point that you made. Say that one more time.
about when I was about Romans 11:8.
Oh no.
Con. What I was saying was, right now the 2/3 are in that spirit of slumber. They're living in lust. They're comfortable with the lifestyle that they're living. So therefore, they have that spirit of slumber. While the
That's right.
elect,
So
we
they went
have Lord, we that number have obtained this word. Just
right,
paraphrasing what I said before.
right, because those people were in their rest, and we gotta understand that we are not in our rest. All right. People that understand, the wise are going to be the people that understand that this isn't it for us. There's something else. So we're seeking the wise, who's going to go through the straight gate and not the wide gate. All right. So with that being said,
God,
I'm gonna get
I
Matthew
got
13. You got something out?
okay. Well, go ahead, bring it out. It's going to tie into what you're bringing out.
All right.
Yeah, man.
About the wise being able to comprehend the word. You know. But yeah, go ahead, bring yours out.
So awesome. Matthew 7. Matthew 7 and 13. All right, it says, "Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leads to destruction." All right, and that's the 2/3. All right, being asleep. All right, being comfortable with society the way it is, thinking that this place is uh is their rest. And it says, "Brought and many there be which go in thereat." So just like that scripture says, follow a multitude to do evil. All right, that we should not follow a multitude to do evil, and this is what's going on among Israel. All right, many are going in at this at the wide gate. It says, "Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way," which means it's a path of difficulty. You can't tread that path easily, which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. So it's talking about, again, it's talking about the elect that's gonna, find the straight gate. They're gonna go through the straight gate, the path of difficulty, endure to the end, and receive crowns upon themselves. All right, the Lord is going to reward them, and that goes back into the parable about the penny. All right, because there's men that have been treading that difficult path from the very beginning, or longer than some other men. But we're all striving to receive those crowns. Um, so I'm gonna close out here. Lord willing, brothers and sisters were edified. You brothers got any last words?
Not Akme. You made the point.
All right, the Water Brothers for supporting us on the comment board. All right. Yahweh Bashim Yahshai Barakatah. We want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakadash. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, peace, and blessings to the brothers pushing this truth through the four corners of the earth. All right, shalom.
Shalom.